The Field and Standing Teams special feature webinar will focus on creating, managing, and utilizing field teams at the event level and standing teams at the organization level. In order to create and manage field teams at the event level, you must have at least the team manager default event role. And in order to create and manage standing teams at the organization level, you must have at least the event creator role. So field teams in RadResponder and ChemResponder refer to the teams created at the event level and are specific to a particular event. Field teams can be composed of anyone on the event and can be mixed with people and equipment from your organization and other organizations that are partnered on the event. Field teams are a very flexible concept. You can create a field team that has both equipment and personnel. You can create a team that just has equipment assigned. You can create a team that just has personnel assigned, or you can create a generic field team that has none of the above assigned. And that all equals a field team in RadResponder and ChemResponder. So you can choose to assign equipment and personnel to a field team or not at all. The only required element for a field team is to assign a name to it. And recently we added the feature to assign a color to a field team. So in order to create a field team, you need to navigate to your event and then click Teams on the left-hand side. So just as a reminder, you can only create and manage event field teams if you have the team manager role on the event. So from the Teams page, you can view all field teams on the event. And you also have the option to create a new field team. Click that green Create button and then click Create New. You'll be brought to the Create Field Team form. So the only required field that you need in order to create a new field team is the name. So everything else is optional, but if you have additional information, especially the name of the team leader and the team color, we suggest that you enter those fields. So once you save and create your field team, you can opt to add personnel and equipment to the field team. So to do so, you'll just click the blue magnifying glass to open the details of the team. And here you can view the general information at the top, so the name, the team leader, the color, and you also have the ability to delete, disable, or edit the field team. And at the bottom, you will see members and equipment. So to add field team members, click Manage. This is how you add team members. On the left-hand side of the page, you will see the selected field team members, and on the right-hand side, you can search through personnel to add to your field team. So you can search for personnel by name, by organization, and filter if they are already assigned to a field team. So to add them, you can either drag and drop the available personnel to your field team, or you can click the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner of the name. The newly added field team members are highlighted in green, and you can remove any of the assigned field team members by just clicking the X in their box. So once all your members have been added, just click Save Changes on the Manage Team Members page, and now they're added to your team. To add equipment to the field team, just click Manage to the right of the Equipment tab. And on the left-hand side, you will see equipment that's added to the field team. So similar to team members, you can search for equipment by organization owner, nickname, serial number, property number, or by equipment type. Just note that only equipment that are typed as meter, air pump, spectroscopic, or dosimeter can be added to teams. And if you check the unassigned box, you will only see equipment that has not been assigned to another field team. So again, just like with team members, either drag and drop or click the plus sign to add equipment to the field team. And on the left-hand side, you see the added equipment are now highlighted in green. And if you wish to remove any of the added equipment, you can just click the X. And once all of your equipment is added, you can just click Save Changes. So now once you've added your members and your equipment, back on that team details page, you'll see all the added field team members and the equipment. So now that your field team members and equipment have been added, you can now reap the benefits of creating CBRNResponder field teams. So if you're on the mobile app and you open the event and sync it, your field team assignments are now brought down to the app automatically. Once your field teams have been created, in order to see those field team assignments, you must sync the mobile application. And just as a reminder, this is not done automatically. It is your responsibility to sync your event. To see your field team assignments on the event, you can open any data entry form. So for example, I'm going to open my survey form. And if I scroll down to where it says field team, if I synced, my field team that I was assigned to will auto-populate here. Also, if your field team has equipment assigned to it, you can utilize the Show Only Assigned Meters filter for selecting equipment. So instead of scrolling through a list of, dozens or even hundreds of equipment, if you just toggle that filter on, you will only see equipment that was assigned to the field team you're on. When viewing responder tracking on the event map, you can see which personnel are a member of which team at a quick glance just based on the color of the icon. So again, this is why we recommend you assign a color to a field team so you can easily differentiate between the teams on the event map. When you click on any of the responder icons, you will see the name of the responder as well as their field team for more details. And just as a note, the color of the responder icon does not represent the severity of the readings. So here you're seeing orange and red. Those are the field team colors, not the severity of their dose. If field team members have recorded dose readings, then you'll see a separate colored circle around the icon. Standing teams are teams that can be created at the organization level and then brought down to events. So to create standing teams, it's very similar to field teams, except this is done at the organization level. So navigate to your organization space and then click Standing Teams on the left-hand side. The main benefit of creating standing teams is that you can add the team to all of your organization's events at once, instead of creating the same team each time you create a new event. If you don't want to add your standing teams to all of your events, you can choose to add them individually for each event. So right now I am on the Event Field Teams page, and like we did earlier when we hit Create New, another one of those options is Copy from Standing Team. Just like with field teams, you can either add personnel, equipment, both, or neither. And an example of why you would create a standing team and then add them to events. So let's say you have a field kit and the equipment in that field kit remains the same for each response. However, the responders using the kits vary. So this is a good way to leverage the standing team feature. So in the organization space, in the standing teams page, if you want to create a new standing team, just click Create Team. And it's very similar, again, to the field team. So only required field is the name of the team. And then you can choose to add events by default by checking the purple box. But again, that's not required. Once it's saved, you can add team members and or equipment. So for this scenario, we're only going to add equipment that is in the field kit. So we'll click Manage. And just like we added equipment for field teams, you can either drag and drop or click the plus sign, and then save changes when all of my equipment is added. And now on the details page, I can see all of my added equipment that's in the CLA Field Kit A. If you choose to not add your standing team to all events by default, that's okay. You still have the option to add your standing team to a specific event by clicking Create, like I mentioned earlier, and then Copy from Standing Team. If you click Copy from Standing Team, you'll select the organization. So if you're a member of more than one organization, you can choose which of your organization's standing team you want to copy, and then you'll just select the standing team. So I'm clicking CLA Field Kit A. Now I'm going to click Create Team to add the standing team to my event. So all of your standing team information will be added to your event, and just like with other field teams, you can edit the details, add members, add equipment, but just know this is a copy of your standing team. So if you add equipment here, when it's on the event, it's not going to affect your standing team at the organization level. In this example where the standing team only has equipment assigned to it and not members, responders can still leverage this feature by selecting their field team while collecting data. So if they know they have the Field Kit A, they can just go into their field team and manually select CLA Field Kit A. Now that you all understand the importance of field and standing teams, there are a few other capabilities that you can leverage with your teams. First is that for every team, you can download a report. So the team report includes the general information, team members, and equipment assigned to the team. If you have multiple field teams and want to download all of their reports, from the main teams page, you can click Download All Field Team Reports, and it will export in a single PDF file. For both field teams and standing teams, you can download an Excel spreadsheet of the teams that includes the team name, the team leader, the number of members, and the number of equipment. And another really important feature is the field team filtering. So you can sort data by the collected field team in the data tables and on the event map. So for example, here, if I filter on my surveys for only data collected by Team Alpha, I can see that that significantly pares down my survey list to only those that were in Team Alpha who collected that data. I can also do this on the event map. So under the main filters tab on the left-hand side, if I click field team, I can select one or multiple field teams to filter by. So here I'm going to sort by team alpha like I did in the data tables. And I can see now that just by filtering by one field team, this significantly pares down the data, which if you're a data assessor, data viewer, this just makes it easier for you to see different types of data that were collected and by whom. So that pretty much wraps up the field and standing team special feature webinar. If you have any questions regarding this capability or the webinar itself, please email us at support@cburnresponder.net.